Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Davis Warren, and today I'm going to be continuing my 2009 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season using the iRacing AI. Today we are running we're doing Daytona 500 qualifying and the Gatorade Duels, doing all that. We're going to do it all in this one video. So, really looking forward to this. Doing these duels was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this whole AI season with the 2009 set, just because there's so many cars that are in this pack that are available to race against. It's incredible. So, no further ado, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. So we're going to do Daytona 500 qualifying right here. We're just going to do a 2-lap session. I'm having to break all these up into actually 3 different sessions for this to work. So what we're doing right here is we have all 57 cars that are going to attempt this race here. And so we're going to go ahead and advance the session. And I explained everything that I was doing in my last video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out, where we ran the Budweiser shootout. So if you want some explanation as to how things are going to look with this and how I'm going to do it, I would go back to that. But essentially, we're not necessarily going to set the lineup for what will be the duels, but we're going to separate the fields with this. We're going to separate. We're going to determine who's in each duel, and we're also going to determine who's locked into the race. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to go. We're going to at first watch the guy who was fastest in this practice session, Dale Jr. He's getting ready for his warm-up lap. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, there's a decent chance that I'm going to win the pole here, just because it's not hard to beat the AI on the plate tracks, simply because the AI does not know to run the high line on the out lap of the first lap, and there's not really a lot that anybody can do about that. I don't even think iRacing can do much about that. So, but that's fine. So there's a good chance I'll be the fastest, and that's okay. So Dale Jr. coming to complete his first lap in qualifying. Already got some cars coming across who have taken their first lap. So far it's David Rudiman on the pole, but there's another lap to go. Alright, coming across the line. Let's see if anything changes. Looks like it's starting to. Wow. I think that's it. So, looks like David Rudiman is on the pole for the Daytona 500? Maybe? I don't know. That's what it looks like. I think all the cars have completed their laps. Now, they're on the pole right now. I still haven't gone out quite yet. So I'm going to go in here, just make some adjustments real quick. Nothing out of the ordinary. let's see how we stack up against these guys. And this is going to be the first time you'll ever see me actually driving, so please feel free to critique me, because I know I'm not the best at sim racing, but I've been doing it for a long time and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to run the high line on my out lap, I think, as well as my first lap too. So with this particular pavement, I never really know what's the thing to do here, because tire wear is much more of a thing on this particular pavement than it is on the new pavement, or even at Talladega. I think, you know, how Talladega ever was. If I remember correctly, I kind of remember watching some practice sessions back in these days where you would see some of the cars would run the middle lane just because that was the smoothest part. So it's interesting. It's tough to tell just because of how rough this track really is. So we'll see here. I'm going to probably give that a shot, just see if I can run kind of the lower to mid lane. Coming up on our first lap. Obviously not too great of a lap, but that's fine. Not really the lap we're trying to score with. That line did feel kind of good. Not that I really know what I'm talking about, but it felt pretty smooth. We'll see what happens here in 3 and 4. Oh. Didn't feel too bad. We'll just see how we stack up here. Coming to the line. Second. Oh, wow. We were not that fast. I thought I was going to be a little faster. Still on the front row. But that's amazing. So congratulations, David Rudiman, for winning the Daytona 500 pole in my little fantasy world here. You know what? I just realized I forgot to make an adjustment, but that's okay. We're on the front row, locked into the Daytona 500. That's all that matters. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to take this grid here, and we're going to split them up into their duels. Now, they're not going to start the duels in these lineups for, you know, most likely. They're going to have to requalify just because of what we're dealing with how the AI works in iRacing right now. So what we've gotten out of this is we're setting up who's going to be in what duel. We're setting up who's in, and we're going to set up who's locked into the race. So kind of a big deal. You know, if you want to look at it this way, my car is now locked in. It was not before today. So, and I think, I'm trying to remember who would be on the outside. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the video real quick. I'm going to do all the math, and I will get you the lineup in just a minute. So we're going to skip to that now. All right, we're back, and we've figured out who is in what duel here. And so we are in the duel number 1 session right now. All the cars are going out to make their qualifying lap for the session. I went ahead and just made it 1 lap just to make it quick, since this isn't really supposed to be a real qualifying session anyway. So the cars that are in this race, what would be the lineup for this race would be David Rudiman, Joey Logano, Mark Martin, 43 car, almost said Eric Almirola, but it's Reed Sorensen, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Marcus Ambrose, David Reagan, Clint Boyer, Brian Vickers, Kevin Harvick, Paul Menard, John Andretti, Robbie Gordon, David Strimmy, Bill Elliott, Eric Almirola in the 8 car, Carl Long, the 66 car of, now it's starting to slip me here. Who was in the 66 car? Oh, Dave Blaney. Apologies, Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney in the 66, and then Joe Nemechek, Mike Skinner, Mike Bliss, Mike Garvey, 3 Mikes in a row, and Jeremy Mayfield, Norm Benning, and Todd Bodine in the 64. So now you might maybe you're thinking that there's 30 cars in this particular heat or in this race, and there's 50, or what would that be? Yeah, there's 56 total cars entered in this race. So why would there not be 29 here? And it kind of comes down to a rule. Let me get this set up. Okay. So yeah, I actually just found this out. I really didn't know this at the time, but there was a rule to where the way the duels were lined up was that they would take the top 35 cars and then line them up that way, and then they would take the open cars and then they would alternate them. So the fastest open car, or the car outside of the top 35, would be in the first duel, and then the second fastest one would be in the second duel. Wouldn't matter if that first car qualified in an even number position, they would be in the first duel. Now what makes this even weirder is that I am the first open car and I'm on the front row. But if you're on the front row, then you're guaranteed to start on the pole for your duel no matter what. And so it was very, very interesting that I qualified second in a car with no owner's points, because now this is a total guess, and if I'm wrong about this, that's fine. It is what it is at this point. But but with me being an open car, I have to be in the second duel, even though I'm the first. Even though I'm the fastest car without owner's points, I have to be in the second duel. And so I took the second fastest car that didn't have owner's points and put them in the first heat, which is Tony Stewart here, or the first duel. And then I alternated from there. So that made it end up to where we have 30 cars in this duel, and then we're going to have 28 cars in the next duel. It works out. There's 11 open cars going for these spots in each duel, so it's even in that front. If I'd have just gone with it straight up, we would have had 12 in one and 10 in another, and I'd much rather the open car fields be even than the overall fields be even. So that's what we're doing, and so this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, this is going to be a 15 lap race. Again, the duels were and still are 60 laps. So 60 divided by 4 is 15. Speaking of the open cars, Tony Stewart is on the front row. Now, he is locked into the race because he was the second fastest in on time. So by the way, the cars that are locked in that were open are myself, Tony Stewart, who's bringing the field to green right now, and then AJ Allmendinger in the 44 car. That was the 3 that locked themselves into the show. And so with that, I believe Bill Elliott would lock in with the Champions Provisional. Anyway, green 3 wide for the lead already. They are getting after it. And I really don't know that you'd see this back in these days. They had a lot more horsepower and a lot more to deal with than these cars that have got 550. Oh, man! Getting into each other. Tony Stewart will lead the first lap. Jeff Burton is there. He wants to try to lead this thing. So what I'm going to try to do here is focus on the battle for the transfer spot. So I'm going to go and look at these standings here. I know they're getting kind of spread out here, but I'm going to just look through and see who is the first car that is trying to work their way into the race. I believe that's actually Dave Blaney way back here. So right now he is the second car. So remember, the top two open cars in each duel automatically qualify. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. Joe Nemechek is actually the second car. It's not the first, because Tony Stewart is the first. So now what this means is if Tony Stewart races his way in, then that locks, that'll put let me look at this. Hold on. I want to make sure I got this right before I say anything. Yeah, so that would put Bill Elliott in on time, which means actually Kirk Shelmerdine would well, hold on, I shouldn't say that. Bill Elliott would get in on time, and so then the Champions Provisional would fall to, I got to think about that. Who was the champion before him? Might not be one in the field that doesn't have owner's points. We'll definitely have to look into that. So maybe there wouldn't be one. I don't think there is another champion in the field. And so it would maybe just go to Kurt Shelmerdine, who was the next fastest car. They are 3 wide for the lead. Joey Logano is leading this thing. Remember, this is his this whole race was his well, not his Cup debut, but it was his first Speed Weeks, that's for sure, and it was his first time at Daytona. Oh man, Kevin Harvick shut the door on Dale Earnhardt Jr. Just doing a quick browse through here to see who's the open cars. So Nemechek is still in the transfer spot, but Bill Elliott is I think a second. Well, actually, that's not true. The 71. He's of Mike Bliss. Now, this was their debut. This was which it wasn't Mike Bliss. I think it was. They're wrecking. They're wrecking. Oh my God! Oh no! Oh, that was a big wreck. Let's look at that one. Holy cow! That started way up there. Let's look at David Rudiman here. Oh, man. That was violent. I'm not going to venture to say that was the most realistic thing ever, but wow. Oh, wrong car. So Vickers, I'd have to look at. Oh, Vickers just gets shot up the track into Biffle, in which he ends up being, all of them end up being okay. But then it's Rudiman. Yep, he gets shot, and then Rudiman gets into the 12, and then it is a huge chain reaction. Because then the 12 gets into the 5 and the 6 and the 43. Man, the 43 takes a ride. Oh, Dale Jr. takes a wild ride. Oh, he tried. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize David Strimmy had that hard of a hit. Or not, maybe not a hard hit, but he just took a huge flip. That looks similar to Keselowski at Atlanta, which is because mainly because one he flips in that similar way, but also he was in the same car. Now, I hate to break it to David Strimmy, but he was speeding on pit entry there. So I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's the least of his problems at this point. But Joe Nemechek got into that as well. And that's a tough break. He's the only open car I think that got any damage. Mike Bliss made some great moves there. So we're gonna hope that they're all okay when it comes to damage. That's something, man. I tell you. Might be coming. No, they're not coming to green this time. By again, so these are going to be single file restarts. It was double file for the Bud shootout in the last race because that's how it actually was. In fact, if you remember when they introduced double file restarts in 2009, they called it shootout style restarts because it was used in the Bud shootout. So lights are off on the pace car this time. I don't know if anybody pitted. I guess we can go back and take a look at that real quick. I'm not very good at graphics here. I'm just kind of doing things as I see it. Didn't look like they did. So Joey Logano will be the leader here. Look at old Marcus Ambrose in second, the Australian. This was, this was his rookie year. I don't know if he actually ran for Rookie of the Year that year in 2009. He might have made too many starts in 2008. I really don't remember. I might be getting them mixed up. But Tony Stewart still the leading car without owner's points. And the next car is actually Joe Nemechek. So I don't think it doesn't look like he went down pit road. So I guess AI thinks he's okay. At least they're going to try. This is their only shot to make the race. He's got Mike Bliss behind him. They're trying to make the race as well. Dave Blaney also trying to make the race. But Mike Skinner is just a few cars behind that. Let's focus on the leader for now. You're not the leader.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Logano leads. Looks like it's 7 laps to go. I guess I think they can make it on fuel. I guess it would make sense that they would. Here comes Marcus Ambrose. He wants to try to lead this thing. Jeff Gordon, he's going to take it 3 wide. Look at Ambrose. Steals that lead. Oh, Logano's got a huge run right here. He's got help from Boyer. But Boyer's going to quit helping him. Let's take a look at the battle for the transfer spot. Looks like Nemechek is hanging on. I guess that damage is not too bad for now, but Dave Blaney going to try to take that spot. I think he's going to get it here. So put Blaney in the 500 for now. Man, they're racing hard. There's Jeremy Mayfield. He's trying to get into the race. This is the guy that actually raced his way in real life. Oh, man, they're 4 wide. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, Jeremy. That's going to hurt. I'm going to take a quick look at that. Had a bad camera angle. Oh, my gosh, that's awful. Oh, no. Something else happened? Maybe not. So, oh, it's Luke. Oh, okay. We're in, I think, pit stops right now. Yeah, there goes Logano. So let's refresh the order here. Currently, it's like Mike Skinner is the second car in. Tony Stewart leading the race. I kind of have a feeling that something happened to Logano, and if it, I just gotta look. I know I'm probably missing something here, but I'm just so curious. I guess it was that damage from that wreck is what got him. So let's get back to this. 3 laps to go. Tony Stewart, the leader. All these cars in this front pack are in the show. So Mike Skinner, okay, Mike Skinner, he's trying to, he's on the bubble right now. The second car is Mike Bliss. Man, Mike Skinner, he's got a lead, man. He's coming to 2 to go. We'll see if he can maybe put that 23 car in the race. Yeah, he's got a gap, man. I'll tell you what. So the next open car looks like it's Bill Elliott right there. I'm sorry, that's not Bill Elliott. That's Mike Garvey. Okay. Man, look at Mike Garvey. He's just outside. Let's see what he can do. Skinner on the outside here. Needs to get to the bottom. He's got it. Coming to the white flag. I'm going to focus on the leader of the race. Just real quick. This is kind of hard to focus on 2 battles. So it looks like Tony Stewart's going to maybe win this thing. At the very least, it looks like he'll be the first car to transfer in on in the race. All right, off of 4. Tony Stewart's gonna win. Duel number 1. Let's see who gets to the line first. Looks like Skinner is the second car to transfer in. So that's, in real life, that'd be huge. Because I don't think they, in real life, I don't think they made the race by a long shot. So how about old Mike Skinner in the Daytona 500? All right, so with that, okay, so since the 14 is in on finishing position in this race, that would put It's the 44. Okay, so now the 21 is in on speed. That doesn't necessarily, I don't think that locks another driver in, but that means Bill Elliott uh, will not use the champion's provisional. And let me look. I don't think there's another champion that's attempting the race. Now, in real life, there was. Jeff Bodine was in the 64, or not Todd Bodine, but we're not going to go off of that. We're just going to go off of what drivers we're actually dealing with here. So, essentially, that didn't lock a second driver in. So, we'll see what happens here in duel number 2. So, I'm going to skip over to that duel right now. All right, so I think I've got it figured out here. And so the two cars that transferred their way in are Tony Stewart and Mike Skinner. Then, so with Tony Stewart racing his way in, that means another car falls in on time. That car would be Bill Elliott. So with him falling in on time, I did confirm he was the last remaining driver that could use a champion's provisional. And so since there won't be a champion's provisional, that means that last spot goes to the next fastest car on qualifying, which was Kirk Shelmerdine. So Kirk Shelmerdine is actually qualified for this race. So good for him. So that's awesome. So now I'm having to essentially race my way in. I am locked into it since I'm on the front row. But so I'll be the first car starting there. Well, I guess I shouldn't be saying that. I haven't qualified yet. Let me just check some stuff. Okay. I'll go ahead and make my qualifying run real quick. It's so hard to get off pit road during qualifying. Because that apron is so flat compared to the actual track. Like at least at Talladega, the apron is kind of banked. Here it is flat, man.
Green, green, green. Here comes your time lap.
We'll see who's currently on pole. Looks like it's Matt Kenseth, so at least the first starter is kind of accurate. I'm again assuming I'm going to be on pole here. Let's see what we got. Oh, where'd I end up? Second. Man, I'm good at second, man. I'll make some quick adjustments here before we get going. All right, so let's do this. All right, so again, it looks like the top two cars that are trying to race their way in here are going to be myself And let's do some scrolling. AJ Allmendinger, who's starting 10th.
Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed.
So this is the first time you're going to see me actually drive. So this will be good. We've just done a lot of spectating these first couple races that we've done. So again, it'll be 15 laps. See that Hamlin is not, his car, his scheme is not loaded in. I don't know what that's about, but I guess we'll have to go with what we got now. Now, there's definitely no guarantee that I'll finish this race amongst the top two in open drivers. But if it's me and the 44 that do, then I think the next driver that would lock themselves in, I think would be Carl Long. Oh man. Really didn't mean to time it that well, but I guess I did. Except he's about to get a big run on me. I hope I don't have this AI too low, because they're kind of falling back. Gonna get a big run here. This track just amazes me how many bumps are in it. It's a super speedway. It's a restrictor plate racetrack, but with the bumps, it's just, I love it. I wish we were in a different car that didn't have all this downforce in it, but it's still fun nonetheless. I might need to turn this AI setting up a little bit. I currently have it on a range of 60% to 80%. And I know the AI acts differently at different tracks. Like I know, at big tracks, they're a lot tougher to beat. Whereas at short tracks, like, well, especially Martinsville, it's super easy. So it all just depends. Might have to adjust the settings by race. Matt Kenseth, he's trying to make something happen. He might here. He's got Casey Mears on top, following him. He's going to get the lead. Oh my gosh, what a run. Truex might try to help me here. Just gonna check fuel, double check, make sure we're okay. I think we should be able to make it. I know that's not 100% realistic for the duels. I know there's usually one stop, but with 50% fuel, 50% fuel on a 25% race, you know, it is what it is. I think it was actually Truex that was on the front. He was on the pole for this race in real life. I know that because I was actually at the Daytona 500 in 2009. I wasn't at the duels or anything else. I was just at the 500 in the nationwide race the day before, which was kind of sad for me because I was a Jeff Gordon fan and Gordon had won his duel. Oh man, he's squeezing me. Oh no, we're 3 wide. We're 3 wide. This can't be good. Oh, I kind of hate to back out here, but I'd rather not wreck. Oh, no, what am I thinking? Oh my gosh. Oh, I gave him too much of a shot. Man, we got a big gap. I think the car's okay. See if we can maybe take advantage of these big old spoilers and catch back up with these guys. Also got the pack right behind us. Jimmy Johnson, oh man, they are fast. They are really fast. Oh, and Elliott Sadler, he's going for it. Now that's the Regan Smith, he's there. That is that's an open car. So this is a battle for the open cars right here. This is for the lead. It's not necessarily for a transfer spot quite yet, although I'm not really sure who's in that red car there. It's Sam Hornish Jr. Man, why are these cars not loading in? I want to see that beautiful 77 Bull 1 Dodge, or Ford in this case. But so we've caught back up with the 3rd and 4th place guys. Oh, we're going to wreck here. I'm not going to take it 3 wide right now. Oh man, just gets so tight off of 4, which was a real thing at the time. So there's Allmendinger. He's the other open car. Again, all 3 of us we're both locked in here. Gonna skid by Elliott Sadler. Oh, I've just got no speed right now. I'm gonna try to find a little bit of it right here. It's not gonna help a whole lot, but could maybe do something. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Those front 2 have checked out. We might go catch them here. Man, the runs here are ridiculous. Oh no! Oh no! Regan Smith got turned. Oh, there goes Hornish. And his Penske teammate of Kurt Busch. There's Michael Waltrip there. Allmendinger, the other open car. So now who's the... Well, so Kelly Byers is here, and he's going to try to race his way in. He's a few car lengths back. But with both of us Oh man, here comes Labani. Man, I have got no speed in this thing. That's for sure. Looks a lot like the two-car tandem right now, which did happen in this season, but not at Daytona. It was just at Talladega. Okay, now Kelly Byers is there. He's in the transfer spot. There's Sterling Marlin there. He's another transfer car. Give Mikey a shot here. Ugh, just got nothing. Oh man. And Sterling's he's got more speed right now, that's for sure. As does the 44. I guess we're good on fuel. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so right now Kelly Byers is the first car. And now Sterling Marlin is the second. He's getting help from Denny Hamlin. He's got some damage. Who's that right behind? That's Elliott Sadler again. Man, we got nothing in this thing. Matt Kenseth's still the leader. So those two open cars are safely in. Now, not that they really, these AI don't know anything about where they need to be running, but if they'll just run where they are, they're good to go. Don't think we're gonna catch them. But me, I'm not gonna try though. Never know what can happen in these billboard cars. Probably not gonna get there, so let's not assume anything quite yet. Alright, well that'll do it. Looks like Matt Kenseth wins the duel, and it's Kelly Byers and Sterling Marlin are gonna race their way into the Daytona 500. That's awesome. Which means Allmendinger and myself will fall back on qualifying times. And then, okay, so I'm trying to remember. All right, so Stewart and Skinner, who were the first two in the first race, and then it's Marlin and Byers are the first two in the second one. And then qualifying times will come down to the four cars I will take a provisional on speed will be myself. Let me look at the right one. Yeah, myself, the 44 of Allmendinger, the 21 of Elliott, and then the 27 of Kurt Shelmerdine. So quite a few upsets here. So that's awesome. So the cars that won't be making the race, looks like it'll be Carl Long, Scott Riggs, Dave Blaney. Unfortunately, doesn't look like he'll be in. It's a full-time car as well. Regan Smith, Joe Nemechek, another full-time car. Tony Raines, Mike Bliss, another full-time car. Travis Quapple, that's a shame. That's a fast car. Then Mike Garvey, Boris Said, Jeremy Mayfield, Norm Benning, Todd Bodine, and Derek Cope will all miss the show. Well, that was a lot of fun. So next race will be the Daytona 500. That's going to be a real fun time. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.